cut it.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Christy with Blowing Up the Kitchen with KT, and today I am with my stepson Andrew and his beautiful wife Jada. We're visiting them right now, so we are going to blow it up with them brunch style today. Over the weekend we were at the farm and Jada was with us, and every time I go to the farm they request that I make my biscuits. So now Jada's in love with them, and I figured I'd better teach these two how to make them so that when I'm not here, they can have all the biscuits they want.
Yes.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
But first order of business for brunch is mimosas. So let's get this party started.
Get it.
You know, we're getting lit in the kitchen. All right, so I just got like a bubbly, sweet champagne. And I have to tell you guys, my mimosas are mostly champagne. So.
Hey, that's the only way to do it, I think, right?
All right, so let me get this open. And then we got our orange juice standing by. All right.
It's the only way to do it. You gotta have a little bit of orange juice. That's about
That's
it.
right, just a splash. Just for the flavor of
it a mimosa
instead of just drinking champagne. Which, hey, no shame in that game either. All right, so let's see. This is always the most nerve-wracking part for me.
The fun part.
Yes. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. All right. First, I'm going to make my hubby's. He's not on camera with us, but he is here. Got to make him a mimosa. Take care of my man. You know how I do. So, Andrew, do you want to start putting a splash of orange juice in these?
Yes.
I better not pour too much of that. I did get a second bottle of champagne, just so you know. Don't worry, I got plenty. All right. This is exciting. I love brunch. Ask your dad.
Brunch is awesome.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what time. You get to do it in between lunch and breakfast.
And it's so funny how Sunday is like the favorite day for brunch.
Yeah.
And it just sticks with you. All right.
Oh, and I get my Married AF glass that I got for Christmas.
Hell yeah. Okay. I'm going to put my hubbies up here. Baby, there's your mimosa. All right, guys, let's get this party started. Cheers. Cheers, baby.
Oh, almost set before.
Woo! All right. Oh, that's what I'm talking
Right
about.
on the money.
Refreshing. All right, you ready for biscuits?
Let's learn how to do this.
Okay. Today we're making a double batch of biscuits, so you can cut this recipe in half. I'm starting out with 4 cups of flour, and I use a light baking flour because I noticed that it gives a really good smooth texture to the biscuits, and they don't get dried out. I noticed with like a regular all-purpose, it gets a little dry. So I'm going to start with the 4 cups of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. These are, baking powder biscuits basically, so there's a lot of baking powder. A couple of tablespoons, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of salt. So all the dry ingredients, going first. And then we want to mix those together pretty well so that it's evenly dispersed through the flour before we add our butter in. And we want to use really cold butter, so I stuck it back in the fridge. Could you grab that for me? Thank you.
And would you recommend using a spoon like you're doing or a hand mixer?
I recommend a spoon because I find that a hand mixer with all these dry ingredients, everything kind of flies.
Yeah, that's my least favorite part about using a hand mixer.
Yeah. And then when you get to the part with the butter, you're cutting that in by hand. So the mixer doesn't really work very well for that. Okay, so I think everything's mixed together. I pre-cut the butter into, our little pats of butter. And I'm using 12 tablespoons of butter. Everything's better with butter.
Yeah.
Always.
Lots of butter.
Is that unsalted or salted?
Thank you for asking. I use unsalted because of the amount of salt that we're using in the recipe.
Okay.
It's plenty. So today I'm going old school with it. I'm gonna cut this butter in with butter knives until I get a nice mealy consistency. Just little crumbs basically. So I'm just gonna cut it. Thank you. So yeah, I'm super excited about the house. I'm gonna have a new kitchen for y'all in, well, a matter of months. Might be a little while.
Yeah.
Gonna be
but-
blowing it up bigger than ever, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice new
That would be
kitchen.
awesome.
I'm so excited.
I've never seen this before, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is an education, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have, any other means, you can use a fork, a couple of knives. You just kind of cut through the butter into the flour. And
But it's important to use cold butter.
yes, thank you. It is very important to use cold butter because if you have like a softened butter, the texture of your biscuit's not going to be right. You want that nice cold butter to bake while the biscuit is baking.
I've noticed that with a couple of recipes that I've tried, that if the butter is not exactly how they said on the recipe, that it does come out a little different than what they...
It does, yeah. And that's why some recipes will say, make sure you bring your butter to room temperature or soften it. Others, you got to start with the cold butter. So this might take me a minute.
Hey, y'all are
You
the,
know,
So if you want to get started on your eggs,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
making eggs, scrambled eggs, Jada style,
yes.
and biscuits and sausage gravy.
Yeah, so we've got about like 12 eggs going, and I'm just going to mix them and add some milk.
Perfect. I like that, adding milk.
Yeah,
That's
I
not something I would think to do.
I feel like it makes them fluffier.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
kinda
I bet
lighter.
it does.
It does
yeah.
make the fluffiest eggs I've had. So.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. It works.
And I like to beat them in a separate bowl just so I don't, they're not cooking while I'm mixing.
Yeah.
in the
See,
pot.
this is why I love cooking with other people because you learn something every time.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own style.
I only know how to make eggs one way, so she
What
taught me a
way?
new way. I just put them on there, scramble them up, pretty much let them burn.
See, and I've never experienced eggs burning before, and so when that happened, I don't know. I guess the way that I make them, it's kind of hard to make let them burn.
Oh,
For
yeah.
them, they've gotten kind of those crispy edges.
Yeah,
almost, and
I
I'm
like the crispy edges.
I do
I like
too.
them both ways. So.
Yeah, I do too. I love eggs, period.
Oh yeah.
Your dad makes poached eggs on toast.
Does-
It's so good. Oh my gosh.
He always
It's one of
gets
my
that.
favorites.
He gets that everywhere we go, every restaurant we go to.
Yeah.
That's what he gets all the time.
Oh yeah, it's so good. So let's see here. I'm wondering do you think we should go ahead and start the sausage
Yeah,
on
yeah.
like a medium heat? So what we're gonna do is for the sausage gravy, we're using 2 pounds of sausage today, which is a double recipe again. So we're gonna we're gonna put it on medium heat, and then we got sausage from the farm, from one of their hogs, fresh made sausage. You can't beat that. You can go ahead and just dump the whole thing in here and just start chopping it up while I'm getting this butter incorporated into the flour.
And should I start these yet, or they'll be fast? So should I wait a little
Yeah,
bit?
we might want to wait to
Okay, we'll put
actually
these to the
cook them.
side.
Yeah. And now I've heard that bringing your eggs to room temperature before you cook them is a good thing.
Oh,
I don't know if that's true.
well, we'll see.
I'm about to find out.
And you said just break this up?
Yeah,
Okay.
just break it up. It'll start to brown and sizzle in a couple of minutes, and we're just gonna brown it up nice.
a little bit.
Doesn't it? I know. I noticed that the meat from the farm coming straight from the butcher is different than what I find in the grocery store. It's really cool.
And it was just so cool seeing on the farm, the animals, and then knowing that is coming from their farm. It's
Yeah.
fresh. It's good.
Isn't that
That was
amazing?
awesome.
What is
And-
it called when it's coming from the store?
Processed, yeah.
Yeah. You skip that whole part.
Which is great.
And I do have to say, all of us are addicted to River Bottom Dairy's chocolate milk.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
It is so
that
good.
is, oh my gosh, it's so addictive. And we definitely brought some from the farm.
It's the taste of a milkshake in milk form.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yes,
really
it
is.
is. And it always amazes me to go to the farm and see all the processes
Oh,
that
yeah,
go
that
into
is
milking,
so cool.
raising the animals, milking the cows, the whole pasteurization process. I mean, it's an amazing operation they have over there.
It really is.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna let this
It's
brown
so
up for a
peaceful
little
out
bit?
there. Yeah, we're gonna let that brown.
And what's cool is the work that they put into that.
Oh,
Milking
my
the cows in
gosh.
the morning and also at night, and it's every day. And they put in
Same
some
time
hard
every
work.
day. And yes, they really do work hard
Yeah.
over there.
Farmers, man, they put in work.
Yeah,
Yes,
they do.
it is eye opening when you actually get to see how we get our food, and how hard these people have to work
Yeah.
they don't get to just, go on vacation anytime they want.
Yeah,
They have-
It's an everyday job.
It is, and it's really amazing, and it makes me really grateful to those people.
Oh, for sure.
So let's see here. I think we're looking pretty good. This has got a nice texture going on.
Okay.
I still have some bigger chunks of butter, but I really don't think that, that's going to be a big deal.
Okay.
As long as you get it to look, see how the crumb is on it?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have huge chunks of butter in there.
Okay.
So now that we've got that going, I still feel a couple of big chunks. Then we're going to put in milk. I'm doing 1.5 cups of milk. So I'm going to go ahead and get that in here. All right. Let's see. But there's nothing like fresh milk, butter. That ice cream they have over there is amazing. Oh,
I
we
didn't get to try
have
the ice
it.
cream, but I couldn't imagine with just how good their milk is.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine how good their ice cream is.
Yeah, they have those cheese curds. I'll have to make you guys
yeah.
some of those. I batter and fry those suckers up, and they are
Oh,
delicious.
where do we have cheese curds? While we're down in Florida, we went to Ale House and had some cheese
Yeah.
curds. Those
Oh,
were good.
yeah.
So I can only imagine what theirs is tasting like.
Yeah,
For
fresh
real.
and everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
fresh. That's the biggest thing I think with food is always like freshness.
Yes.
And it was so cool seeing their customers come in. Like we were just standing there and hearing them come in and talk about how they love their meat and their milk, all of that so much they have to come back in and get it.
Yes.
It's like addictive because
It is.
Well, that milk is addicting.
It
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's-
Everything there. And then on top of it, they have the honey from that area that they sell.
Yeah.
She makes candles and soaps by hand. I mean, this is some
and-
great quality stuff.
Yeah, we received one of their candles as like a gift and it smelled so amazing.
Oh, yeah. Now, once you get that milk mostly incorporated, I start getting in there with my hands,
That's the best part, feeling
Yes.
it.
And this is what's going to bring it all together, because as you can see right now it's still kind of dry and apart. So you're just going to kind of knead it all in the bowl until you have one nice big piece of dough. So I'll just work on that a little bit. And then I'm going to flour the countertop.
So this may be a silly question. So what we're doing right now is pretty much just making dough for the biscuits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our biscuit dough. And then, like I said, I'll put some flour down here, kind of roll it out a little bit. I just press it out by hand. You can use a rolling pin, it doesn't matter. And then we'll cut our biscuits. You can use a biscuit cutter. I'm using a glass. You can use whatever you need to.
Hey, whatever gets the job done.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
And that's, it was nice to find out that you were using like light baking flour because I've made biscuits before, but they turned out so much different than yours. And yours were so
Yeah.
good. And
That's the key to it.
yeah, that light baking flour definitely
Yeah.
has a
It really
difference.
came to me too because will you put some of that flour? I'm gonna get this
Baby's
dough all in
loving
there.
this. She's
Oh, I
loving that
know.
you're blowing it
She
up.
loves
gets,
Yes.
she gets to
cooking
get
here.
everything.
Bailey loves me blowing the kitchen
need
up more
more?
than anyone.
More?
A little bit more. I just kind of lightly flour it. We can always add more flour if needed. Okay, so now I'm just gonna dump this dough out. And get it all together. I'm gonna set that there.
Are you going to need this bowl again?
Nope, I am done with that. Thank you. All right. So there's Aria. These guys are new
Behind the
parents.
scenes,
She's
yes.
5 months old.
Getting so big, so
Oh,
fast.
yeah.
It's
Growing
crazy.
quick.
Oh, I know it.
It's insane. I mean,
Life changing, isn't it?
and everybody always said it happens in the blink of an eye, and I was like, yeah. But now I'm like, oh my goodness, it happened in the blink of an eye.
I know.
I remember she was just tiny. You could hold her in two hands. Now she's growing
That's how we
quick.
feel about you guys. Shoot. Our oldest son is going to be 29 this year.
And she's sitting up on her own and stuff now.
And watching
Aw.
the first, like those are so special to see.
Yes,
like,
those
the first time you see-
milestones.
Like she rolls over now, like she's
Constantly.
got that
She won't-
constant roll going on.
She would not sit on her back for nothing now.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, babies are special. They really change your life. All right, we're just about there with this dough. You see how I'm just kneading it and kneading it until it becomes a really nice, smooth dough.
And is there can you over knead the dough or is
Um,
that
For me on biscuits, it doesn't really seem like it.
Okay.
But I just go by feel when it comes to dough. So, you know, when I feel it get to a certain point where it feels really smooth and not too sticky, not too dry, you know.
It's not falling apart anymore.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Then I know it's ready. Could you
looks
put a
good.
little bit more flour down for me? I'm sticking.
Wow, Bailey's loving this.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
She's definitely a fan of the kitchen getting blown up.
Oh yeah. She's always by my feet when I'm cooking. Mom's gonna drop something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They
Sure
wait
do.
for that. Gotta love your animals.
Don't gotta worry about her getting in no trouble when Jada's cooking in here. So.
And it's funny going to other people's houses and like I am like drop a crumb or something and I'm expecting the dog to
Yes,
come pick it up
that's
and there's no animal.
hysterical.
I'm like, oh, I have to pick that
Yeah, she gotta do some work.
up. Yeah.
Well, when Bailey lived with your dad and I, it was the same thing. After she was gone, I was like,
Wait a minute.
I don't have that vacuum cleaner in the kitchen
Yeah.
anymore. All right, so I'm just going to press this out. I would say about an inch thick, maybe. It's not an exact thing for me, but I just like to press it out. And then I'm going to use this glass because I like the size of the opening, the mouth of it. So once you get it pressed out, then you just start
Bring
pressing
the
through.
baking sheet over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks like a perfect biscuit.
Right? Look at that. That's going to be delicious with some gravy smothered on it.
And I put
Some
honey
eggs.
and butter on it.
Oh, yeah. If you don't want the gravy, honey and butter.
It's
And we got the
delicious.
honey from the farm
Ooh.
when we were up there. Oh, I don't think we brought any home.
You know who has good
I
honey?
got some.
Yeah, she got some.
That KFC honey hits different.
Oh.
Yeah.
When we go to KFC, she'll do the honey and butter thing with their biscuits. and
Oh, yeah.
She got me addicted to that.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
worked there when I was a teenager, and I loved their biscuits with honey. Okay, so we'll get these cut out.
These are like the
lined
perfect
up.
shaped biscuits right now.
Right. Yeah, that's why I like to use a glass or a biscuit cutter, cookie cutter or something. And then once you get to this point, you just bring the dough back together and press it out again.
And just
And
keep going until you have no more.
Exactly. That last little piece of dough, you make the awkward
Yeah.
looking biscuit. You know? All right. This is so much fun.
And so how much does the normal, like, you're making double, but how much does the just one batch?
One batch is 2 cups of flour. It's a tablespoon of the baking powder, a tablespoon of the sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and 6 tablespoons of the butter with 3/4 of a cup of milk.
And it makes how
You
many
see, I've got that
biscuits?
memorized.
Yeah.
Well, typically, I would say a single batch. It depends on the size of the cutter you're using, but it usually makes 6 to 8 biscuits.
Okay.
So
wow,
we should
that's
have a
pretty
good dozen today.
Yeah.
Looks like we'll probably get about a dozen out of this. But I'm making them nice and thick, and they're they're big around too. So let's see.
Oh, yeah, they're filling too.
Oh my gosh, I know. I just love these biscuits. Okay.
You can tell by the shape they're already gonna be good.
Yeah.
And look, you can feel the dough, and you see how it feels
Yeah,
all
it just looks good and
smooth. And,
Yeah.
But you don't expect to get that feeling when you're looking at it and it's all crummy. So that's how you know when it's done. Is just
Yeah,
make
I'm
sure
really
you're
excited for
feeling
this.
the
Feeling
dough.
and
Yeah, right. Because then that means your butter's incorporated well enough. So this is that last little awkward one. Let me roll it into it. All right. Time for a sip of mimosa
Ooh,
after
yeah.
we get these bad boys in the oven. Now I'm going to start these at probably around 10 minutes just to check on them. I'm baking them at 350 degrees. So I'll go ahead and put these in. Oh, your sausage is looking good. Thank you, sir.
Trying to get there.
I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. My husband taught me to use timers.
I know. I still have not caught on to that yet.
No.
Do I,
Not at all.
do I have to hit start or anything?
Nope, it'll
Okay.
just go.
It just goes. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
Jada
Another
doesn't
sip
use
of mimosa.
Jada doesn't use timers for anything.
I've got a mental timer.
Yes.
Until
I do
forget.
too. Right.
I'll
I have a
forget
great
from that.
memory until I don't.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I've learned to use the timers.
Doesn't matter if it's chicken nuggets, anything.
Right.
I don't think that button never gets used.
Yeah.
We don't like burnt food. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and
So you just brown all of that sausage.
yes, brown the sausage. It's coming along really nicely right now. Then we're gonna add some flour to the sausage. The sausage from the farm tends to be pretty lean, so you don't have to drain off a bunch of fat or anything like that. But if you have some that's creating a lot of grease, I would recommend kind of draining it off before you add the flour.
Okay.
So let's turn this up just a little bit. All right.
So when do you, after it gets brown, do you add everything else to it, or?
Yeah.
As
What-
it's still, heated up.
Yeah, it's still on the stove. Yep. So we're gonna let that completely brown, and then we'll go ahead and add the flour while it's still on the high heat, because then you're adding cold milk into it, and that has to come up to a boil. So you kind of keep it on that nice high heat, but you got to stir it a lot once you get that milk in there, so you don't scald the milk. I know there's a lot to it. Just three ingredients, but but it's the processes that make it or break it.
And this is new to me because I don't personally like, gravy or sausage, but Andrew
Right.
loves it. So learning these things is good because I know he wants it. But
Yeah, you gotta keep your man
This is
happy.
This is
Yes.
right down my alley. So.
That's right. And you can make it for her too. I mean, she likes the honey and butter on hers.
I
You can
do.
make her some biscuits and make yourself some gravy.
Yeah.
I remember last time that we came to visit, Andrew and I made Toll House chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, from scratch.
Nothing better than those, from scratch.
I think those were like some of the best cookies
They
I
were
had.
really good.
Yes, and I made those brownies with the fudge icing on them.
Uh-huh.
We need to do a video on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of fudge, my husband,
Oh.
while I was gone, made some peanut butter chocolate fudge all by himself, and it was delicious.
Yes, it was.
That was my first baking thing I did.
That's awesome. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
I got some bakers around me now, so I gotta get with the
You
program.
got to get up to speed, buddy.
I'm learning a lot. I'm trying to.
I
so.
know. Like I said, I learn every time I cook with someone else.
I think that's one thing about cooking. You never know. You will never know everything about
Yeah.
it.
No.
You can always learn something new.
Yeah,
And that is pretty cool when you're cooking with new people.
yeah.
Everybody grew up learning a different way. Kind of like the
Absolutely.
eggs thing. I mean, I grew up, that's how we made eggs with
Yeah.
my mom. He obviously grew up making eggs like that. And
Right.
so you learn something new every time.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I love about cooking and baking is that it does mimic life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because in general, we learn from each other every day, no matter
Mhm.
what we're doing. So I mean, Drew could teach us all about sports and
Video
games
games.
for
Right.
sure.
That's down my alley. Yeah, there we go.
And we all have our own strengths and weaknesses and a lot to share with each other. So you can see how nice and browned up. There's a slight bit of pink in there, but that's where you want it to be. So 2 pounds of sausage browned. We're gonna add a half a cup of flour. So if you're making the regular recipe, it's 1 pound of sausage, 1/4 cup of flour. So what I like to do is kind of spread this out.
Oh, okay, let's sprinkle it all on top.
Yeah. Then you're gonna incorporate it in till it gets all the meat just coated with this flour. And what this does is it allows you to avoid the clumps that nobody likes in the gravy.
Oh, okay.
So, because a lot of people try to add the flour into the liquid, but I find that when I do that, I'm gonna get clumps.
So you do it before.
Yeah, so I actually add it into the meat itself instead of into the liquid. So now, see, it's nice and incorporated in there. Now I'm gonna take 5 cups of milk. I'm using whole milk. You could use, whatever kind of milk you want, but I prefer whole milk.
This is right down my alley. All this
Right?
meat.
Yeah.
This is good.
So now you wanna get this stirred up nice and evenly.
And is this the part where we're going to bring this to a boil?
Yes, this is it. Once you get it stirred in, you see I'm stirring real slowly so I
Yeah.
don't splash this milk out. And then I'm gonna kind of let it come up to a boil, which will take a little bit of time. There we go. That's nice and stirred in. I can see and feel like how smooth that is. And then we'll let that come up to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, you really have to watch it.
Yeah, constant
Yeah.
stirring.
Yeah, at that point.
Oh, Bailey's back in the
Bailey's
kitchen.
back.
She's like,
Clean
what
up
did I
crew.
miss?
She's like one of those vacuum cleaners that just cruises around
Oh,
the house
yeah.
by itself.
Yeah.
You never have any crumbs on the floor.
Crumbs.
That's true, yeah.
Don't have to worry about no ants in this house.
Nope, that is true. So this is, we've got 4 minutes left on the biscuits. They probably won't be done at that 10-minute mark. That's just where I like to check on them. And you know, some ovens you gotta spin the thing around halfway through or whatever, but they'll probably take more like 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
So, let's
That's
keep this
a
going.
Good thing we didn't put those eggs on right there.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
eggs cook real fast.
They do. They sure do. Alright, I'm gonna leave that for a minute so I can have a sip of my mimosa.
Oh yeah.
I
Most
got my
great.
sip.
I know it.
I'll get another one in.
Yeah, cheers again. Thanks for letting me blow up your kitchen
Oh,
and blowing it up
happens
with
all
me.
the time.
Hey,
Every
thanks
day,
for blowing
huh?
it up for us, teaching us something. This is
Yeah,
nice.
absolutely. That's what family is for.
I'll be able to make her biscuits. She'll be able to make me the gravy. We'll be
Yeah.
good.
There you go.
Making each other happy.
Teamwork.
Same
That's
meal.
right. Yep.
So what'd you say happens after we do the boil?
Then we're gonna constantly stir it till it gets to the consistency that we want.
Okay.
I kind of like a little on the thicker side.
So
Okay.
does that mean that you keep it on there longer to keep
Yeah.
get it thicker?
So
Yep.
is that
Okay.
what is that what's making the gravy, or is there
Yeah,
something
the
else you'll
flour
add?
is a thickening agent.
Okay.
So anytime you add flour or cornstarch, it's gonna help thicken it up, and that's the purpose of the flour in this
Oh,
So
recipe.
all it is for the sausage gravy is just the sausage, the baking powder. Is
Nope, it's just the sausage, the flour,
it?
and
Flour
the milk.
and the milk. Okay.
Yeah. At the end, we're gonna add salt and pepper, but those are the only. It's a real simple
Yeah, that's,
recipe.
that's simple. I
Yeah.
thought it was always way more like had way more
Involved.
ingredients.
Yeah.
I did
I'm
too.
sure there are some recipes that are more involved, but this is like the perfect gravy. Seriously,
It's like
when you
almost
taste it,
you
you're
cannot
gonna be
mess this
impressed.
up.
No, you can't. I mean, you could.
You
if
could, yeah.
If you don't stir it enough, but we aren't gonna do that.
No, we don't mess it up with KT in the kitchen.
Heck no. All right, I'm
What
gonna
do they
take
say?
a peek at my biscuits.
They say good teacher equals like a good student.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You're
That's
good
so
to go.
true, isn't it? All right. We are.
She's still cleaning up.
I know. I hear her over here.
Jesus.
Bailey.
I'll get it,
She's
guys.
so
Don't worry.
pretty. Uh-huh. You're being a good girl, aren't you?
She's growing up, that's for sure.
I know it. You got her when she was brand new, just a little
Just a
baby
little
puppy.
Oh,
Aw.
yeah.
That's crazy.
She could barely walk at that time.
And now look, you've got a baby that you're raising with her.
And I absolutely love that she's gonna be raised around animals because there's
Yeah.
some kids that we go around and like they're like scared of like animals and
Terrified.
things like that, and I'm like I never want that. I want her to be loving the animals, get around the animals,
Yes.
and just like can I pet your puppy, anything like that. you
Yeah,
know?
animals are a part of the family just
Oh,
like
yeah.
any other
It's cool
members of
'cause
the family.
Arya tries to reach for her and pet her every
Yeah,
time
she
like, we're in
does.
bed and stuff. So.
And when
Yeah.
she'll be laying next to her, she'll kind of grab her hair and just pull on it, like really
Yeah.
get a good grip. And Bailey just sits there.
She's such a good family dog.
Mhm.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better pup.
Yeah, I'm happy that she gets to grow up with a sister.
Yes.
Shadow comes around a little bit too, and she tries to pet Shadow. Too,
Does
so.
she? Shadow's the cat.
Yes.
He's all black too, like Bailey.
They're a team. They're a team.
Yes.
Shadow scares Bailey all the time now.
Yeah, she'll run
Oh,
away
man.
sometimes.
Shadow runs this house.
Yeah, cats typically do.
Yeah.
On the down low.
Usually in all the movies, the dog's always chasing the cat, but in this house,
Not
the
in this
cat
one.
chases.
No.
So you want me to continue stirring this just to keep it going?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
stir that, and I'm gonna actually do a little cleanup here so that we will be ready to plate up our biscuits when they're done.
Oh, yeah, you can already
Oh,
tell
yeah.
it's like thickening it up a little bit.
Yeah, see, you could tell when you start stirring it that that it's getting thicker. And there's my timer. Let's check on these. Ooh, those are looking good.
Oh, they're rising good.
Ooh, look
It should
at
be
those.
thick.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I'm
nice
gonna
and
put another.
fluffy.
Yes, these biscuits are fluffy. That's why I like to roll them out to like an inch thick. They just puff up and just oh my gosh.
Eating the
Break
top.
them in half, put some butter on
Oh,
there,
they're
and
so
then
good.
put that gravy or honey on them.
It's always so good about biscuits when you're eating such a fluffy biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've tried the what was it? They were butter biscuits. It was a recipe I found on Pinterest, which I love.
Oh, yeah, I love
butter,
Pinterest.
yeah, butter biscuits, and I think that the type of flour I used definitely might have altered the way that they came out. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
try them with the light flour and see how
Yeah.
that turns out. Just because, I mean, yours turned out amazing. So
Yeah, and that's the thing is another. All my recipes are really simple that I use. I mean, typically, but I have to play around with different ingredients because I see that I get different results with them. So that's a good thing about like cooking and baking is your creativity flows there. It's kind of an art form, or it is an art form.
It is for
Yeah.
sure, and that's awesome.
And a science.
Yeah, it's awesome that you don't have to have a complicated recipe for it to be good. Like
Yeah.
just like this gravy, like it's simple. It's got 3 ingredients,
Oh, yeah.
and it's from your guys' opinion, it's amazing. I
Yes.
don't know, but
Yeah. Yep, it is. All right, so do a little cleanup here. We'll bust out some plates. There we go. Oh, that gravy is looking delicious.
Yes, it
I am so hungry.
is.
I know that is the thing about brunch is because you try not to, you don't eat anything before,
Yeah.
and so by the time brunch is happening, you're like, oh, I'm starving.
Oh, I know.
Even though I had some of that chocolate milk, it's so good. It
Oh.
actually fills you
Milk
up a
did
little
give me,
bit.
That
it
chocolate
held me
milk.
over for sure.
Yeah, I had like 2 glasses of chocolate milk yesterday morning before I even had my coffee.
I had two this
So
morning.
bad. Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to have it last night because like with the Chinese food, it would have
Yeah.
mixed.
Wouldn't
that,
quite
but-
go with that.
But this morning, I definitely woke up and said I gotta get some of this morning.
Uh-huh.
Let me put these over here.
I like
for now.
those plates.
Over here for now, or bring them on over.
You can bring them on over.
Okay.
And I'll bust out some forks and a butter knife.
Alright, and so how long does this have, you think?
Probably another 5 minutes. I put 5 more minutes on them. So if you want to start your eggs.
Alright.
This
Then
is
we will-
looking really good.
Oh yeah, that looks really good. It's still super thin compared to how it's gonna be. Oh, I can't wait for you to taste this.
I just can't. All the meat just.
Yeah. Right?
I love meat.
Yes. And I especially love the meat when it comes from the farm. We've
Oh,
had
yeah.
steaks from there. We've had their
We had
ground
the
beef.
burgers when I was
Yeah.
there. Oh,
It's so cool
Yeah,
that
it was
they
so
make
good.
everything. Just
Your dad
right
made
there.
the burgers.
Oh.
Yeah, his burgers are the bomb.
He knows how to. What is it called when you put all the? Not, is it saute? It's not saute, right?
saute. That's
When you like season the burgers and stuff.
Oh,
No, that's-
yeah, the
that's-
seasoning.
is that marinated?
Marinate, yeah.
Yeah.
He marinates stuff really good.
Yeah, he does. He's a
I'm
master.
trying to
on the
learn from
grill.
him on that, but
For real.
I'm
We
still
can
learning.
all learn from him. He's taught me how to use that grill.
So now that it's like popping a little bit, are you gonna cook it a little bit more, or?
Yeah, okay, so now it's boiling. So this is where you want to constantly stir it.
Okay.
And it's probably going to take maybe like 2-3 minutes for it to get to the thickness that we're going to want.
Okay.
So Jada, what temperature do you cook this, the eggs on? Like medium or high?
I put it on about medium, just because they do end up like cooking so fast.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
you
guess
gotta
that's
watch your
probably
eggs.
why mine haven't like gotten that like crispy or burning. And I kind of constantly in the beginning I still kind of keep it constant with the stirring
Yeah.
to make sure that there aren't any like crispy edges. I
Yes,
guess.
yes, I get it.
Yeah, that's how I make mine. I just keep constantly stirring, keep them on medium, and then
Awesome.
I'll lower it once they get start actually forming into that egg
Yeah.
consistency.
Dang, that gravy is
A lot
turning
of
me on.
gravy. A lot of gravy.
That is a lot of gravy. We have a lot of biscuits to cover with it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, make sure I finish it off.
Yeah.
No.
That's no problem with the boys here.
That's true, yes. Our men love to eat. We all do.
Ain't wrong there.
All right, so we're
Move
going to
the
get
safe place.
this out of the way. All right.
Fluffy eggs, fluffy biscuits, and gravy. Oh,
I
man.
know it.
What a brunch.
I know.
And
Thanks,
mimosas?
guys.
Oh.
I know it. We're
We
so lucky.
love when KT comes to town.
All right. Look at that.
Oh, the sausage, that's crazy. What'd you say?
Yes.
It's 2
2
pounds.
pounds,
Right?
yeah. You could probably turn the burner off and just keep stirring it.
Just turn the burner off. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna check on these biscuits if you guys don't mind.
And for gravy, you don't have to
Little
put
ways
like
to go.
meat in there, do you? Or
You don't have to.
and could you use any other type of meat, or like, is it usually
Um,
just sausage gravy? That
Well, you can use other like broths and make like a beef gravy,
Oh,
but
okay.
it typically doesn't have any meat in it.
okay.
This is the only gravy that I make that has the actual meat in it, so just the broth.
When do we put the salt and pepper in?
You could put that in now.
Okay.
I kind of do it to taste, so
Okay.
what I usually do is kind of take the spoon and it's hot, but
I'm gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna mess it up.
yeah, you don't want to be to blame for that.
Yeah.
You don't mess up our gravy. Okay. I like a lot of pepper in mine. I don't really have a measurement for that.
That's good with me. I don't usually get to eat pepper.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I have sensitive taste buds, so I
Oh,
don't usually
yes.
add pepper in anything.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the good
spicy.
thing about salt and pepper is you can add them after the fact, so you
Yeah.
don't have to put it in the dish. He could put it on his.
yeah, that's
You can
usually what we
skip
do
it.
with the eggs. Is we'll split it in like how it's gonna be, and then I put my cheese on it, and then he
Oh,
puts
yeah.
his pepper.
Yeah, you
in
gotta
and stuff.
customize it to
Yeah.
what everybody likes. Okay, so I'm gonna take this gravy off and put it over here.
Oh, with my awesome
We're getting
trivet
so
that I got
close.
gifted.
Yes. How cute is that? She's a turtle girl, so I
Yes.
get her some
You
turtle
want me to bring it
stuff.
over there?
Yeah, if you'll set it right on there. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, wow.
You want to continue stirring here too, or?
You
Is it
don't
good to
have
let
to
it
since
sit?
it's off the heat now. You
Okay.
can just let it sit, and it'll still thicken up because it's still hot. It still has that heat going in it, and
How are the biscuits
I think that's a really good consistency right there.
Yeah, that looks like
Yum.
good gravy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Those biscuits are looking good.
Awesome.
Turn
I could tell which one was the last one.
It's always
that one
odd
is always a
looking.
little funky.
a little-
Yeah.
It's the runner of the group.
It is. It is.
Man, look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Those biscuits look good.
They do. They rise a lot. It's that baking powder that makes them
I
rise
need to
so
make
much.
these and sell them.
I know, right?
Good biscuits.
And they really were so good with that butter that they make.
Yes.
The butter's delicious too.
It is.
Such good butter.
The butter from the farm is awesome.
I mean, we haven't tasted nothing yet, but right now I feel like we could start a little breakfast cafe.
Yeah,
Oh, I know, right? See? With a few simple dishes, you feel that way, Everybody would be happy with all
We got
this.
eggs,
Comfort
biscuits, and
food.
gravy and pancakes. You could open up a breakfast cafe. Easy.
Yes. All right, so what I'm going to do is pull the butter out. Because I do like to, even though we're going to be putting gravy on these biscuits, I like to cut them in half and put some butter in there and let it
Yes.
melt.
Yes. Gotta have the. I don't know, but it just makes everything taste so much
It
better.
does.
Butter dish as well.
Everything's
Use
better
that
with
one.
butter. Perfect. That was oh good, there's butter in there.
Yeah, that one's probably a little bit softer too.
Yeah, we
that'll
keep
be
that
so much
At
better.
room temp, just in case I want to add some butter on some toast or
Yes,
something.
yes.
We love that thing. That butter dish is.
Oh, that's
one of our
awesome.
favorite things.
I need to get one for the house.
That's the one you ordered for us from.
Oh, I think
Amazon.
so, yeah.
Oh, that
And
is hysterical. I forgot that I
our
even got
kitchen
that for you guys.
accessories.
Yeah, you can tell I love to cook and bake because all of my family and friends, when I buy them gifts, it's usually kitchen related.
Yeah. Which is awesome because we love that.
I know it.
And we got a couple of home decorations that we still got to put up.
Nice.
Some bomb
Yes, from
Christmas.
Yes,
Christmas
yes.
gifts.
I'm looking forward to Jada's launch of her business. Live,
Live on Co.
Live Long Co.
Live on.
Oh, Live On
Yes,
Co.
Live On
Oh,
Co.
let me get this right. Live On Co.
It's exciting.
She will be launching her business in a couple of months. And when she does, I'm going to purchase some products and do an unboxing video. So look for that. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait for you guys to see the stuff this girl makes. It's amazing. All right, those eggs are coming
Yes, they're
together.
coming along.
I feel like brunch is upon us. Let's see.
Yep,
I'm
and
gonna
how
check
does
these
this fit?
biscuits.
Oh, I need to hurry up. This gravy looking good.
I know
the
it.
smell.
I think
it's
I
like,
might just pull one out so we can go ahead and try it with the eggs.
May have to.
And then I'll leave the other ones in for a couple more minutes.
Grab
They,
the-
honestly, they could use a few more minutes just to get nice golden brown.
You gotta grab the Oompa Loompa one.
Okay, that's the one we'll do. Perfect. So I got the baker hand, so I'm just gonna go ahead and reach in,
Ah.
grab that bad boy. Oh, see how golden it is
Oh,
on the
wow.
bottom?
Ooh.
That's what we want to see on top. See, it's nice and golden brown on the bottom. But we're gonna look for that on the top before we take the rest of them out. Oh man, that is so fluffy. So what I do is this one is harder to cut than the other ones, but
It's already falling
Boom.
apart and stuff.
and that made it easy. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of butter on there. Yum. I try to put it on both sides. But this side is all busted up
Oh
now.
no, that's the one piece. The one side is the tasting piece. You just grab a piece and dip it in there.
All right, so you want to throw some gravy on there?
Yep.
Smother that sucker.
And our eggs are done.
Sweet.
Gotta be careful, these burners are hot.
There we go. That ain't too much, is it?
Oh no,
Too
definitely not.
much.
Yeah, what is
Okay.
that? Let me save this piece aside for her. I'll put a little butter on
yeah.
it for Jada.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at that right there.
Ooh, baby. Okay, so let's throw some eggs on here.
Try it.
Good.
Mm.
Good biscuit. Fluffy.
All right, Drew's about to get a
Delicious.
taste of it too.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
All right,
Oh my
Drew, you
goodness.
ready?
Those are so good.
Oh, get this little piece right here.
I'm gonna grab this one. It's hot.
The gravy's good and the biscuit's fluffy.
That is bomb.
And that's
Well-
my favorite kind of biscuit, is a fluffy biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it fills you up too.
Oh my gosh, that gravy's amazing.
Oh, I can't wait
Look
for
how
that.
fluffy these eggs are. I
Yeah.
gotta have a bite of these.
I tell you
With
what,
the milk in it.
Fluffy. This is a fluffy brunch.
It is. That's
Yeah.
what we're. The theme of the day: fluffy brunch. Oh, girl, those are delicious. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna go have brunch, and thank you guys again. I love.
thank
I love
you.
blowing up
Thank
your
you for having
kitchen
us.
with you.
Yes.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Like
I ain't
this
got nothing
video.
left, so
Oh, he drank it all.
party foul.
It's the girls. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Mm.